And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals. The grand finals of Hatchery Cup number 15. We're jumping into our fresh best of 5, by the way. We're done with the best of 3s. We're jumping into our best of 5s, and spawning in the right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing himself, currently teamless, but still a strong player in his own right here. He is Creator. Let's go. We have our Terran versus Protoss, we have our TvP, and we are jumping into Ultra Love. Let's go. One of the smaller maps in the current tournament map pool. We'll see how our players will approach this, as already we move out with the initial SCV. We saw this in game 1 against ByuN and ByuN and Christiana, where ByuN is coming in with the eBay block towards the natural to delay the expansion and to disrupt the opener of Creator. Let's go. SCV is moving in, and for those of you in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series, on who you think will be this month's champion. Will it go the way of ByuN? Will it go the way of Creator? Up to you to decide. Also, a big shout out to Hatsu as well. Big shout out to Hatsu. Of course, Hatsu is the organizer, admin, and caster of this event. Has been running this event for a very, very long time. Did go on a bit of a hiatus, but now has returned as a monthly. And ooh, the eBay does almost complete. Brutal progression on this eBay. Creator most likely. He invests in the Zealot. Does invest in the Zealot. And this is going to be a late expansion, a very late expansion for Creator. This is best case scenario for ByuN, as ByuN, he almost does finish the eBay, does pull away behind this, happily expanding, takes the natural, and Creator, he refuses to expand elsewhere. Does refuse to expand. Creator, he does have the minerals for it. Making the initial adapt, making a pylon. And will force that cancel now, can expand. Does expand. That's what we have our Twilight Council open at a Creator. Going for his Twilight Council. Likewise, ByuN back at home. Again, racks into expand into a delayed factory. Economic start. And Creator, he does look to open up with his Blink. Oh, we imagine. Reaper dips in. Gets a probe. Gets a worker so far. Reaper does go down, but I believe ByuN did get behind the mineral line, and ByuN, he, yes, did scout the tech, is aware of the Twilight Council opener. So ByuN sees everything he needs to. So far, so good. Again, did delay the expansion. So far, a strong start for ByuN. And we'll see if he can keep this up, if he can keep this going, as we are opening up with additional Widow Mines. So we have one Widow Mine already complete. A second Widow Mine's on the way. We can turn this into a triple Widow Mine drop. We can move out with a Widow Mine Marine as well. We'll see how committed ByuN is going to be. Okay, just 2 Widow Mines. Moving out with 2 Widow Mines. Switching into that tech lab. Let's go for the switch. Creator throwing down extra gateways, and we actually have a 3-gate blink setup here, so very safe play here by Creator. With this, he can now look to expand and get a 3rd after he deflects the initial aggression. Here we go. ByuN is moving out and following this up with not just early tank production, but going for the Liberator as well. Okay, ByuN, he's not stopping. Now heads for the natural. Widow Mine is going to be targeted down in time. Nice cleanup there by Creator. Nice reaction. Marine drop into the main, but it's only Marines. Medevac's being zoned away. Creator coming in for the sandwich, and it looks like he will not be able to DPS that Medevac. Gets it low, but does escape. ByuN pulls. Oh, the intercept! Intercept comes in, but there's a boost. There's a boost available. ByuN does slip away. Behind this, the Widow Mine does delay the 3rd. Third base is delayed. ByuN moving out with that Liberator. Setting up back at home. Wouldn't mind once again gets caught out. Wouldn't mind gets caught behind this, I believe. Still, yes, still in 3 gateways. Getting ready for his counterattack. Remember, he was forced to delay his expansion, so he just commits. And what do we have at home to defend? We have 1 tank per base, no bunker. Liberator into the main. Creator tempted to dive, goes for the tank. Tank is going to be targeted. Nice control. He doesn't lose a single stalker. He gets 1, he gets 2 tanks. Yeah, very nice pickoffs. Marines are trying to keep up. Remember, there's no stim. Creator, he does pull away. Does pull away. Creator distracted. Back at home, forced to warp in. 6 probes go down. Brutal damage. Losing 6, losing 7 workers, 7 probes, and 2 stalkers. And with that, ByuN, he holds. ByuN, he's holding. Does some nice counter damage. Zervik gets pulled out. Creator going for the mineral line, going for the main. Creator, he does expand. Remember, this is a delayed third for Creator. Is that later expansion? Deny some add-ons. Denies a couple of add-ons. Gets a couple of Marines. Nothing major. Ooh, this is risky here, but I do like this. I mean, in general, Creator, he has to take risks. He has to take risks, he has to take chances. That's a kill on the reactor. And what I mean, we're going for Storm. We're going not for Colossus, but for Storm as a follow-up. Storms, of course, are limited. Limited to how much energy you have. Creator is working his way there. Likewise, working towards Immortals. Charge on the way as well. A later charge. No Forge. It's a shaky follow-up here from Creator. But he's getting there. And so far he's containing. He's containing ByuN. ByuN, he doesn't know where the third was taken. He's assuming it's here towards the right-hand side. Over towards the left. If you recall, that that assumption was predicated on the Widowmine delay earlier, the Widowmine block
Research
that ByuN did have. As ByuN is pushing down mid. Creator claiming his 4th. And Storm is ready. This will come down to the Storms. But even then, I'm not so sure it's going to be enough. That's a lot of Marauders. Speaking of army moves in. Creator trying to respond. Now he pulls away. ByuN still has that drop ready for the natural. My shot goes off. And he stims in. Does go for the stim. Storm will zone. Storm zones away. ByuN does walk into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. And Creator's just being torn apart here. Storm once again zoning. Oh. Drop. They'll slip by. Decent Storm in the bio. But there's not much to connect with. Takes down some of the Marauders. Drop is deflected. Gets 5 probe kills. And ByuN doesn't gain ground. Creator, he saves the 4th. Like, he defends the 3rd, he gets his 4th base up and running. A 2nd wave of reinforcements on the way. That's a lot of Marauders, that's a lot of Widow Mines. Creator trying to break this. Coming over behind, Widow Mines are filing forward. Where are the Storms? Good Storm here on the army. Very nice Storms. But the Marines do survive. Does them in, takes down the Marauders. And ByuN, he barely has enough. Yeah, breaks through the main army. We needed 1 more Storm on this bio. And did not connect. And ByuN, he's done it. He has done it at this point. Now we get the Storm, but it's too little too late. Just rallying across the map, catching out the Immortal. Nice control. Creator, he saves the Immortal. He saves whatever he can. But once again, ByuN just still rallying. He knows that the Creator, he just cannot warp in time, cannot warp in enough. Oh, there's one storm. He's holding onto it. Up. Oh my god. Prism gets low. Drop into the main. Medevacs are going down though. That was a full medevac falling. ByuN just picking up whatever he can, as he will lose everything here. The army is being cleaned up. Now, this is where I have to question, has ByuN done enough? Oh, doesn't mind mining. ByuN, he breaks the main army, that is true, but he doesn't get too much economic damage. He got a couple of probes earlier, got 5 workers in the main push. Now another 2. Creator, he saves the expansion, he saves the 4th. But alas, he's lacking gases, warping whatever else he can. Still reliant on that storm. There is a chance for Creator to recover in this game, but he has to land that storm as best he can. Even then, I gotta. It's not gonna be easy. Double drop over towards the left hand side. ByuN is still pushing. There was a brief moment of reprieve here, and Creator, he is making his first Colossus, which is great and all, but I'm not so sure it's gonna really factor in. ByuN getting ready on the right hand side as he distracts Creator, moving in with his drop towards the left. He wants that Eye Templar. Also the army away. Now it does zone. Creator, he has split off. He's somewhat in position. He's ready to hold. ByuN sims in. And Creator not quite where he needs to be. Storms do not connect. And he's got, what, 2 more storms left? As Prism is getting low. Very nice storm towards the end. And was that all he needed? Zelce come in, but nah, not enough. not enough. The Colossus has arrived. That will help. Creator is barely holding on with the Colossus. There we go. Our second Colossus has arrived. And Creator holds. Creator, he holds on. ByuN not able to break him. Just barely not. Before the Colossus, it was possible, but now that they've arrived, ByuN has to respect it. He has to retreat. Now making Vikings. And for the first time in a while, Creator, now he's got a decent economy. He's got 65 workers, 4 base saturation, gases are still limited. So he's only making 1 Colossus at a time, but Creator, he's holding. He's holding on. Oh my god, Brutal EMP. And Brutal EMP connects, another EMP towards the left hand side, takes down a Colossus. He gets 1, gets 2. Now going for the final Colossus as well. Yeah, Marines are coming from behind. They're coming for a surround. Barely not enough. Creator, once again, he's barely holding on. Nice control out of Creator. He juggles. He bounces back. GG gets called. Creator, he survives. And Creator, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A very intense back and forth. Oh, back and forth. Very intense. And with that, Creator, he survives. GG, well played. Again, what's important about all the trades that were happening is that ByuN, he wasn't killing workers. He wasn't crippling the economy that he otherwise would have wanted to. ByuN, he was playing to end the game, and he wasn't able to break the economy. He wasn't able to stop the reinforcements, the warp ins. Again, Creator hit a much stronger defense towards the end, and Creator takes a lead. Whew. does take a lead. And now we're getting into game number 2. And we'll see if Creator can keep this going. We'll see if ByuN can recover. Let's go. Here we go. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and we'll see if we can force the ace match. We'll see if Creator can continue his run here. Again, hyper aggression out of ByuN. I'm very impressed that Creator was able to survive said aggression as well. Like, he was barely holding on, barely surviving. It was not easy, papi. But here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can recover. It is a ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself. Leading the series 1-0. It is a Creator. Let us go. We are getting into game number 2. Again, Creator surviving the aggression of ByuN. He survived. He held on. We'll see if we can do it again. Now, I'm hoping that this time Creator's early game is going to be a little bit cleaner. We did see ByuN popping up for Leon, taking down workers, sniping key units as well. So we'll see if Creator can get that cleaner start, as ByuN is moving in once again for another eBay block. Let's go. He's going for the block. Why the supply was good. I should have shown something off earlier, actually. So something that I wasn't showcasing was ByuN's economy. ByuN was all in. Last game on Ultra Love, ByuN, he was completely all in. Something that I should have shown, because there was so much action happening, I didn't actually pan over. ByuN didn't really have a third base. The minimap was deceiving. He did get a third up and running. That was his main. He floated his main over as a third. Like, that's how all in ByuN was. Like, ByuN, he was hyper committed there to killing Creator. Like, he had no longevity in that game. So on the one hand, I do think that maybe ByuN could have stuck in there a little bit longer. On the other hand, that's also me not realizing that ByuN, he was on 2 bases. He was just 2 base all in against a 4 basing Protoss. But that's my mistake. Like, I was glancing at the minimap when I was casting, and I saw the 3rd base on locations. I was like, oh yeah, he's on 3 bases. No, he was not on 3 bases. That was the main. So I do apologize for not emphasizing that, as I didn't notice myself. I just assumed that he had expanded. So that's my bad. That's my bad. He had actually floated his main, and he had floated his natural. Like, I assumed he was getting a 4th on location. That was his natural that he had floated over, by the way. Jesus. Like, ByuN playing like Maru. It's crazy. Yes, the soup does lie, as always. As ByuN does slip in. We do have our take of choice. Now, if you recall at the start of the series, actually even before the series began, I was talking about how Creator, he's very fond of going for robot openers, which is a very safe way to play. Speaking of robot opener, now I'll be honest, I had assumed that if we saw a robot opener this series, it would have been on Ultra Love, just because Ultra Love is known for aggression and known for more all-in play, less so ley line. So I'm a little bit surprised that we're seeing this here. but regardless, it is going to be a robo opener. Now, if you're curious, what does a robo opener entail? Robo openers mean earlier observer for scouting, for detection, early immortal production as well for earlier defense against all lins, and also earlier access to a bay into colossal production as well. The downside is that blink is late, so blink is going to be delayed here, which means map presence and map control is non-existent for creator. As ByuN, he does open up with his initial drop. Behind this, going for a Banshee. Okay. Is going to be a Banshee follow-up out of ByuN. So ByuN committing a little bit harder here. Medevac gets spotted. ByuN boosting into the main. So far, creator is keeping up. Stalkers are ready. Ooh, and this is not a Blink Stalker opener here, or I should say it's not a Blink Stalker follow-up. It's going to be Robo into Charge, not Blink. So Charge is on the way. Now, Charge-based follow-ups after the initial Robo and after the Immortal production, this is designed to punish aggressive play. If ByuN were to commit with an early tank push like he did in the previous game, he would be shut down for it. It would be cleaned up. As the Banshee does hit the natural. So far, 2 pro kills. Remember, there's no cloak. Why use many bases when few does the trick? True, true. I mean, it didn't, but... Yeah, it's something that we didn't show off on the camera because we were hyper-fixated on the aggression, but ByuN, he had floated his main over as a third, and he had floated his natural over as a fourth, which was crazy. So far, ByuN is not really finding too much. The Banshee has gotten a couple of probe kills, but outside of that, creator is going for extra gateways, going for the Templar Archives into Storm. ByuN is being active. Likewise, so is creator, getting ready for a Zealot drop. Ready for a Zealot warping in across the map. We'll see if creator can survive this. We have a tri-pronged attack. We have Banshee towards the natural. We have double drop towards the natural as well. Single drop into the main. And creator not quite in position. Goes for the Zealot warp in. Gets across the map, but he's vulnerable back at home. He is vulnerable. Going for the pylon. Potentially the robo as well. As SCVs are going down. Creator, he commits to the warp in across the map. Oh, sentries are falling, and we need that warping at home. Yeah, only one Zealot, and one Zealot is not going to be enough. The Marauders, they overwhelm, they snowball out of control, they take down the Stalker, they're going for the Robo. And it looks like they will get it as well. Massive pick off. Robo goes down. And creator is being pulled apart here. Again, being punished for warping in across the map instead. And ByuN, he defends, and he attacks. Storm is not ready. Storm barely not ready. GG gets called. And just like that, ByuN ties up the series 1-1. GG. ByuN does tie the series up. Again, creator, unfortunately, he had just warped in Zealots into the main base of ByuN, so he had zero, I say he had 0 warp-ins, he had 1 warp-in. He had 1 warp-in back at home for 1 Zealot. That was nowhere near enough. Everything just snowballed out of control. Real fast and real quick. Creator punished for being aggressive, and ByuN does tie things up. Let's go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 3, and we'll see who takes the lead in the series. Again, a very abrupt end to game number 2. A lot of it just came down to the warp-ins. It comes down to the production capability there of creator. He just could not reinforce at home. And with that, we're loading into game number 3. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Shopify, fighting back and putting a point on the board. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the other South Korean player, the Protoss player, the blue player. It is Creator. And welcome to one of the more larger and defensive maps in the map pool. Welcome to Tokamak. As a result, because it's so large and because it's already so defensive, I imagine the creator he won't open up Robo this time, but we'll see. Again, Robo openers are usually reserved for smaller maps where you expect your opponent to be aggressive. I'm thinking of Torches, for example. I'm thinking of Ultra Love, Whispers of Gold, potentially Persephone. True. Persephone, I would say as well. But we'll see what creator goes for this time. Game 1, Twilight Council opener. Game 2, Robo. Game 3, Stargate. Do we go for the trifecta? We're now setting up for his expansion. This time there's no SCV moving out across the map. This time there is no eBay block. Calming down. As we have our CC on the high ground, so economic opener out of ByuN with a single gas geyser. Does go for the high ground CC. Creator, he's unaware. He sees that there's no expansion, so he might misread this as a faster factory. So limited information here for creator. He might go for a safer opener as a response. Now that we're calming down. Calming down, we do have our factory follow-up. Likewise, waiting for our tech of choice. There it is, Twilight Council opener out of creator. This time not going for the Robo. And this may just be 2-gate blink into a third. Again, because of how large the map is, because of how defensive it is, we might just see a more economic or greedy style here from creator. Would make sense. Yeah, and he attempts to slip in. Is denied. Behind this, going for a Widowmine follow-up. Getting ready for some drop play. Designed to get some damage, but also more importantly to scout. To get a read on what's happening, how many gateways, whether it's a Robo or not. ByuN piecing together what's going on. As Reaper goes down, I just realized that is something that we almost never see. We have a Reaper cliff, like a double Reaper cliff in the center of the map. Usually that is only ever reserved for Reaper cliffs into the main, right? Sorry, I just realized that's a little bit quirky. We don't often see like double Reaper cliffs here in the middle or anywhere outside of just the main. Okay, so I just noticed because of that the Reaper go court. Did get caught in the center. Meanwhile, behind this, here comes the drop. It's going to be a triple Widowmine drop towards the main. Making its way across the map. Back at home, how many gateways? Looks like we have a 3-gate blink setup. Yeah, 3 gateways in total, so safer play here by creator. Not as greedy. As the medevac does boost in. Does boost in. Dropping from the main. Likewise, so far, no major damage. One of my shots spent into the gas geyser. Gets 2 more probes, 3 in total. Not bad. 3 workers for 2 Widowmines, as 1 Widowmine does get away and does survive. From here, we're just building up. Creator claiming his 3rd base. Likewise, ByuN also setting up on his own 2 bases. Building up his tanks, throwing down his bunkers. Creator getting ready for a counterattack. Remember, this is not an all-in. Creator, he is expanding, but if he sees an opportunity, he will go for the dive. Oh, Jesus. As my shot goes off. I think it's 1. Tank is ready. And the tank does punish. Creator gets 1 SCV. He delays a bunker. Sorry, he lays up barracks. What I meant to say. There it does pull away. So again, nothing too crazy. Oh my god. As we do get the medevac just barely. Medevac for a Stalker, not the worst trade for Creator. Likewise, dropping back into the main. Just picking up Marine, keeping ByuN busy. Nothing major when it comes to damage, but just keeping the attention or keeping the Terran player pinned at home. Meanwhile, Creator getting fully saturated, building up towards +1. Charge, standard follow-up here, going for delayed Colossus and delayed Bay. In favor of extra gateways and +1. And again, this is designed to punish an aggressing Terran player. By the time this army gets across the map, charge should be kicking in. So thankfully ByuN, he isn't pushing. Not yet. As ByuN is just securing himself. So he's just setting up here on 3 bases. And we have a more passive start. And again, this makes a lot of sense. We mentioned earlier when introducing the map, this is one of the larger macro maps in the map pool. And I don't see ByuN achieving too much with this if he gets scouted. Creator, he's lacking a lot of scouting information. There are no spotted pylons or zealots or probes. He's getting a 4th base, and he does have a robust army, but he does not see this move out. Again, where are the hallucination scouts? Likewise, no observer outside of the base either. Creator, he's playing blind. And ByuN, he will deny the 4th. Well, I say that. Creator, he spots the army. Yeah, there's a cancel. Likewise, double drop towards the left. The observer was sniped earlier, and it wasn't replaced. Drop gets spotted. Oh, the tanks that within range of the gas guys are here. Okay. We have some tank spots. ByuN does drop in. We'll lose 1 medevac. Army gets cleaned up. Ooh, brutal tank shots. Brutal shots nonetheless. More buyer getting caught. And Creator, he should be able to hold on here. Catching reinforcements. Mine shots. Oh my god. Take down one of the sentries. Just the one. Oh, but this tank positioning is brutal here. It's brutal outside of the bases. ByuN dropping into the main. Still maintaining this position. And ByuN just rallying in. Just rallying across the map. Ghost Academy's on the way. I just still think that Creator, he has what it takes to take this army. Oof, now chasing this down. Mine shot goes off. Blinks on the tanks. Not a pretty trade here. And he will barely clean this up. I say that reinforcements, they come in from behind. He collapse on the Immortals. The Immortals are going down. Barely not. Whew. Creator holds. Creator, he holds on. Again, he barely saved his robo units. They all just barely survived. Clutch micro out of Creator. He saved the Immortal. He saved the Colossus. And he saves his 4th. Whew, okay. So Creator, he survives. He survives. He claims all the bases. He expands. It was a messy defense here by Creator, but he holds nonetheless. ByuN back at home. Now he has lost map control. Now Creator's one moving in. Now he built up to 2 Colossus. ByuN was hoping for a little bit more damage. He's down to 1 Viking. Boys are being pulled. And with the power of 2 Colossus, we can just eviscerate the mineral line. 1 Colossus goes down. There's 1 Colossus left. Marauders, they stim in. And then Marauders, they trade well for themselves, but down goes the mineral line, and Creator, he's on it. He's on it. He breaks the 3rd. More zealots trickling in. And ByuN, he cannot do anything about this. Losing 22 SCVs. Another Colossus arrives. Again, the 0 Vikings. ByuN was so committed earlier. Overly committed. As Creator, he has that Prism, is still reinforcing, still warping in, going for a 5th expansion. Getting a 5th base, goes to the warp in, and now he has enough. Now he does have enough here. Can collapse forward, taking it slow. Going for the gases. Going for the CC even. As the third Colossus has arrived, Creator, he's almost maxed out. Again, that 4th base kicking in. And ByuN was never able to punish that 4th base. Zelsi collapses on top of the army. It takes down 3 of the ghosts, forcing friendly fire as well. And ByuN, he might barely hold on here, but he will lose every single worker. The SCVs, they go down. GG gets called, and Creator, he will take a lead in the series 2-1. Whew. GG. He will take a lead again. ByuN, similar to the previous game that we saw in Ultra Love, similar to game 1, where ByuN was overly aggressive, he was hyper aggressive, trying to break his opponent. He failed to do anything about the 4th base or any of the saturation that was going on there, any of the economy. His army got cleaned up, and very quickly everything snowballed in favor of Creator. GG. GG, well played with that. Creator does take a 2-1 lead, and we'll see if Creator can keep this going. We'll see if ByuN can recover and force the ace match. Let's go. As we have our next game, we have our next map. Where are we loading? Where are we dropping? We are loading into... Oh. Loading into Maganatha. Oh, Jesus. Loading into Maganatha. Loading into the largest map in the map pool. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. We are getting into game number 4, and we'll see if the story of the series ends here and now. If we can get into that ace match this morning, in the bottom right hand corner, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion, down in the series. We'll see if he can force that game 5. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing himself, currently teamless but deserving to be on a team, leading the series 2-1. It is a Creator. Here we go, and again, welcome one and all to Maganatha, the largest map in this tournament map pool. You don't get larger than Maganatha, and no proxy. Okay, there's no proxy across the map. There's no cheese. There's no shenanigans out of either player. And we may just look to embrace a longer and later game. I spoke too soon. Double gas opener out of ByuN. Double gas means a faster factory, a faster starport. Going to be a delayed CC here from ByuN, and from here we can go into with a committed mine drop play. We can go for a committed tank drop, cyclone drop. This can lead into cloak banshee. We saw some banshee play earlier, but not cloaked. We'll see how ByuN does play this out. Meanwhile, from the side of Creator, we expect something greedy. We expect a Twilight Council opener, 2 gates into a 3rd. That's what we expect out of Creator on a larger map. We'll see if he does play things out safer than otherwise expected. But now, standard open. Now the openers are standard, we're keeping our eyes open for the tech of choice. Creator, he comes in with a probe scout. He has denied the scouts into the main. Factory is on the way, but the factory is far enough away where Creator, he doesn't see this. He doesn't know. For all he knows, this could be a CC on the high ground. There could be a command center on the way, or there could be a factory. Creator doesn't know. Now, with that inconvenient information, he might, again, decide to play things safer than usual. Might take a chance. ByuN now going for the delayed CC on said low ground. Also, when it comes to Maganatha, it isn't just about being a large map. There's just rocks and towers everywhere. We got rocks, we got towers, we got more towers, we got more towers, and even more towers. This is everywhere. It's a bit of a meme with just how many destructible towers there are on Maganatha. It is crazy. We heard you like towers. So we actually allow you to put towers on towers. So you can knock down and destroy the Zelnaga tower by knocking down the rock tower. Likewise here, you can knock down these towers on top of these rocks to have another layer, essentially. If these rocks would be knocked down. You can wall the area off again for a second time. Attacks. It's nonsense. SMH. Meanwhile, Robot Opener, okay, he's playing safe. Robot Opener at a creator. With this again, does give access to earlier Immortals, earlier Colossus production. We saw that on ley lines, this was the downfall of Creator, but it wasn't necessarily because of the opener, it's because of Creator's warp ins. If you recall, he was being aggressive, he went for a warp prism into a charged alt warp in, into a warp in across the map, which meant he had nothing at home to defend. Creator, he was caught with his pants down. Meanwhile, Hallucination Scout does confirm the setup, is aware of the Widow Mines. And here we go, ByuN, he is pushing out. Oh, he attempts to. Okay, not moving out with the Marines, just with the Widow Mines initially. And he's going for a Liberator follow-up. Interesting. You don't often see this. Going for the early Liberator instead. Checking his vision, he is unaware of whether or not this is going to be Blink or not. The medevac is spotted by the Hallucination. Nice scout from Creator. Here comes the intercept. Oh my god. And the medevac, can he boost away in time? Does go for the boost, but he will not make it. Oh my god, barely does. He threads the needle. He's crazy. Does come in with the unload. Does unload in the mineral line. Oh my god, the punish. Oh, Creator, he pulled the boys. He pulled the boys too late. 6 probes go down, and there's still a Widow Mine left over, by the way. This medevac should not be here. It should be dead. Oh my god. Mine shot goes off. Medevac somehow slips away. Mine shot going off here. Not quite. Widow Mine is cleaned up. But a very successful drop here by ByuN. Getting 8 probes in total. 6 with that 1 mine shot. Liberator towards the main. Back at home, ByuN building up his tank count earlier on. Of course, so ByuN, he did scout the robo. He saw the lack of Twilight Council, so he knows it was a robo opener, and we can see that ByuN is getting a safety Viking. This makes sense considering what happened on ley lines. Remember, on the map ley lines, we saw an earlier prism out of Creator into a drop into the main. With the help of the Viking, if there was a prism, it'd be shut down. And we can see that there is a prism on the way, but this time an earlier bay for earlier Colossus production. Meanwhile, Liberator has arrived. Getting a lot of damage here, getting 3 workers already. As Creator is trying to set up that third. 11 probe kills in total, that's insane damage. Getting 11 workers. Again, ByuN, he has been very aggressive this game, but only with harass, right? With Liberators, with Widow Mine drops. Speaking of harass, speaking of drop play, another drop is moving out. The opener that Creator had gone for is to be safe against these main frontal pushes, and that's just not happening. As charge is complete, the Immortal is out. Speaking of, Immortal drop into the main, but the Viking is here to zone, and there's no anti-air. Oh, that Viking, sorry, that Prism is going to take a lot of hits. The one Viking, the MVP, 1 tank does go down, but it's a one-way trip. It's a one-way trip, this is not worth it. Oh, the Prism falls, the Immortal as well. Again, the Viking more than pays for itself. As the Colossus are amassing. ByuN in a much more comfortable position. Getting 11 workers early on, sniping the Prism, the Immortal. Here comes the move out, it is spotted by the Observer. Now, because the map is so large, Creator, he will have more time to warp in and to reinforce. Moving out. ByuN does commit, dust him in, going for the Colossus. The shield battery is done in time though. But he does get into the mineral line. He avoids the main army. Yeah, just goes for the probes, and the mineral line is going down. Cheeky moves there by ByuN. As a result, his main Colossus, his main army does fall, but he's not done. Dropping into the main. 18 probe kills. Creator, he might take the main fight, but ByuN, he wants more workers. 20 workers going down, going for the Artosis pylon. Oof, does depower, delays blink, and gets away. Yeah, ByuN does slip away. Very nice dive, very nice damage. Again, ByuN, he did lose his tanks. He lost 2 tanks in the process. His main army was unable to gain any ground, but it was really just a distraction. And with that, ByuN takes an economic lead. He's getting his 3rd base up and running. He's up in workers. He has mules on top of that. Ghost Academy's on the way, building up more Vikings now that he's aware of the Colossus. And he's still not done. Oh god. Getting another 4. Another 4 more probes. Rocks, paper, scissors. No, just rocks, rocks, and more rocks, baby. Ah. All the rocks. Yeah, as with the lead that ByuN has had, I mean, on the one hand, ByuN has been very passive afterwards. He's been collecting himself. That has allowed Creator to build up his own Colossus count. That is true. So he's up to 3 Colossus. But what does ByuN have? Well, he's got Vikings, he's got Ghosts, he's got EMPs. He has a massive supply lead. Here, the super is not lying. It's like, not this time. Oh, but ByuN focusing on the rocks. We'll lose a Ghost. We'll lose one of his Ghosts. Squeeze out a portion of his army. Creator moving out. We need those force fields. So far, nice swipes. He will get another Ghost. Second Ghost goes down. There's 2 Ghosts left. Okay, once again, he slips into the mineral line. Once again, another 4 probes going down. Not like this. Every time. The same mineral line. Leave the probes alone. They just want to get to work. Ay, ay, ay. As we're now to 8 Vikings. Creator, he can still look to take the main fight. But he has to respect those Vikings. Speaking of, EMP goes up. Nice control here from Creator. He pulls back those Colossus. Very nice control, but they're still getting low. Creator diving in. Boys are being pulled. And again, Creator, he's all in. Like, Creator, at this point, he's not reprobing. He's not reprobing. He's not resaturating. He's going for the dive, going for the kill. 1 Colossus finally goes down. He gets 1. Oh, he doesn't get the other. The control. Oh my god. Finally down to 1. That's a 1 Colossus down to 0. Yeah, the Prism goes down, the Colossus as well, and ByuN, he can stim. He can stim, he can win. There's only Stalkers remaining. That's not good enough. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take the fight. He will tie up the series. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. We're going to the ace match. We're going to game 5. Again, an intense back and forth here between Creator and ByuN. We saw that ByuN, he took a massive lead early on at getting over 20 probe kills. It was insane damage. And from there, Creator, he ended up in an all-in. At the end of the game there, he was completely all-in. It was all or nothing. He was trading very nicely. He had some amazing control when it came to the Colossus, when it came to the War Prisms, tanking and baiting out those Viking shots and avoiding them, more importantly. But there was only so much he could do with that. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going all the way to game number 5. Really, the only way, the best way that this could have ended here is for it to conclude in the ace match. Let's go. So we're getting into game 5. As the ace match is going to be on a much smaller map, actually. Okay, much more smaller, much more aggressive. We're going to be loading into Persephone. And And oh wait, ByuN. Jesus, calm down, Bobby, calm down. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our South Korean Terran player. Maybe getting a little bit nervous, maybe getting a little bit jittery here, coming into the ace match. Calm down, Bobby, calm down. We have for Shopify, it is ByuN. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. As spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss, being forced into the ace match. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is a Creator. Go. As we do need to take a moment here, and again, ByuN, he had a disrupted start to the game, but he should be able to recover from that. Unfortunately, did accidentally lift at the start, but we'll be back to saturation, and we'll be able to settle into his own game state. Now, this will mean that in general, ByuN's build is going to be slightly delayed, just because his economy is slightly later here. So that is going to potentially be a factor when it comes to how aggressive and the timings that ByuN wants to go for. Coming into this smaller map, I'm expecting a robo opener out of Creator, but we'll keep an eye on him. Otherwise, we could see Twilight Council into 3-gate blink. We'll see. As ByuN is going for an economic start, he does go for the single gas. So one gas geyser into CC on the low ground. The CC is a little bit off center, but you can always lift and land. So the command center is going to be delayed, but not too heavily, as Creator pulls away. And from here, welcome one and all to Persephone. Persephone is a smaller map of the map pool. The rush distance by ground is a lot shorter. It's very direct as well. There are some other factors here, like the healing pad, for example, or the goal bases, or the speed zones. There are other factors, but for the most part, we are settling into the left-hand side of the map, going for a faster concussive shell. Okay. Interesting. Now, concussive shell openers are designed to punish aggressive early game, like Adepts and Stalkers. So if Creator does move out, if he's not too careful, he will bleed out some units early on. Meanwhile, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Creator, not Robo. Does open Twilight Council instead. And again, ByuN is hoping that we do have some gateway units shade in and commit and get caught out by those marauders. That is the hope. Creator, he sneaks around the left-hand side, and Creator, he does step by. Yeah, going for the mineral line, ByuN out of position. Mining is going to be denied. ByuN moving out, he does miss the adept, but in a way, he does miss the adept. They both miss each other. ByuN going for the natural. Uh-oh. Second adept has arrived. That means there's that much less to defend back at home. There's one Stalker, no shield battery, and one Stalker is exactly what ByuN wants. He will claim it. He will claim it. Stalker goes down real fast and real quick. Going for the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down, and there's a recall. Does recall back home. Marauders, they do focus down 2, 3, 4, up to 5. Do we get 6? Do we get 7? Oh, barely not, but 6 probes go down. Insane damage early on. That should not have happened. And remember, back at home, ByuN, he did preserve his workers. He evacuated and persevered. So rough start here for Creator. Behind this, it is going to be 2-gate blink into a third. A more economic build here by our Protoss. It's going to be more economic. Likewise, the bunker gets delayed for a moment, picks up a couple of Marines, dives into the mineral line, denying some mining. Only for a time, though. And takes down 3 SCVs. Oof. Will cost a Creator his Stalker, though. Stalker the adept. Behind this, Creator building up, going for the robo follow-up. From here, our players will calm down, they'll stabilize. All in all, ByuN, I would say, is in a slightly still better position. Was able to kill extra workers. And likewise kill extra stalkers as well. Right now the pressure is on Creator to recover. Claiming his third base, safety immortal production. He's at least being active with those stalkers, containing his opponent. Does look to contain. Likewise, charge now on the way for Creator. Getting to charge, I believe delayed forge. Yeah, delayed forge, delayed upgrades from the Protoss. As we have a massive gateway explosion, getting up to 7. 7 gates on the way. This is still just building up. Now we'll see if ByuN goes for a main push across the map or goes for drop play. As we can see here, it does load up. As he loads up, Stalker's a threat in the natural, but they're dealt with here by the bunker. And we don't have any observers. Oh, no, despite the robo, 0 observers for Creator, he is lacking vision. Does barely miss the drop. Back at home, the army set up here at the natural. There's some units in the main. Does get ahead of time. Does get ahead. Drop is denied. So here comes the main army. We're going to reinforce. We'll see if we can snipe that cyber core. Gateway goes down. Charge is about to finish up. The punish is real though. Stims in, doesn't quite get the sentries. The force shields are brutal when the charge will say do punish. And Creator, he will shut this down. Insane force fields. And ByuN has to get the hell out of here. Does pull away, dropping into the main. Oh my god. Stalkers are ready. Stalkers, they punish. Full medevac goes down, and ByuN, he bleeds out too much. He bleeds out far too much here. This push, this attack was not successful. Oh my god, Creator. saving the immortal. Does better at the mine shot. And more medevacs are going down. More medevacs, more marauders. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal losses here for ByuN. And ByuN, he plummets in supply. Despite not having a bad start early on killing those probes. Here, ByuN, he bleeds out a tank. 3 medevacs. 13 marauders in total. Just brutal losses. ByuN, he got too excited. He got too excited, man. He got too excited. As now Creator is catching up, getting a 4th base, now working towards +1, more Colossus. And ByuN is hurting. ByuN is hurting. He lost far too much earlier. Backlash Creator pulls away. Celsay coming from behind. Yeah, the dude come in, Celsay punish the Marines, they punish the Bio. Creator, he wants that medevac. So quite get it. Does zone the army away. Celsay go for the CC, and they will force it. It's almost finished. No, it was almost complete. CC gets denied, and ByuN, he's just being outscaled. He's being completely outscaled. Creator claiming and fully saturating his 3rd base, now getting a 4th base fully saturated as well. Building up Colossus. ByuN is falling further and further behind. He's still stuck on 2 bases. Just now rebuilding his command center. Let's see if he wants to drop into the main. Creator, he's ready. He's ready in the main base for some drops. It does mean that Creator's main army is weaker, as he is spread thin. And you can see as ByuN moves out, Creator, he moves in. Zelda Bite going for the bunker. Does repair in time. ByuN pushing in. ByuN, he's pretty committed here. That's a lot of Widow Mines. the expansions. Right, just going off once again. Nice force fields, forcing the pickups. And the Widow Mines are isolated. They're all going to go down. Once again, a very nice cleanup here from Creator. Cleans up the army. Prism still just warping in non-stop. You can see just how brutal this matchup can be. As ByuN, he finally expands, finally he can claim his third, as Creator's getting a 5th expansion, by the way. Creator with a massive economy. Now he's moving in. Is moving in. There are a couple of EMPs. EMPs a graze the army. Nice links. Does blink away. Now up to 4 Colossus. ByuN trying to stim forward, but again, he just doesn't have the supply. He doesn't have the numbers here. Not enough. GG gets called. Creator, he will overwhelm, and Creator, he will take it. He will get his revenge from earlier this morning in KSL, and he will claim the series 3-2, advancing on, or becoming this month's Hatchery Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he was last month's champion, but Creator, he will pop off this month. He will claim the win. Went all the way to the ace match, was very intense. When it came to this game specifically, ByuN, he did have a decent start to the game, but unfortunately he was torn apart when it came to the follow-up. We saw him bleeding out drops, bleeding out too many units. We saw that Creator was able to take better fights, better engagements, and able to snowball, and more importantly, deny the third. Remember, that third base was so close to finishing, so close, but was a brutal denial, a brutal cancel. From there, he was able to gain map control, mass expand, and reap the rewards there. Reap the rewards of the greater economy. GG. GG, well played. With that, Creator, he will be our champion this month. Congratulations. Congratulations here to Creator. My condolences to ByuN. Again, these two did compete earlier this morning in the Korean StarCraft League. Of course, the VODs are on YouTube. The VODs are available here on the channel, as we were all over that. And this is a rematch. Fun fact, this morning, Creator, he almost 2-1'd ByuN. Fun fact, I believe the ace match was on Persephone, right? Yes, the ace match was on Persephone. Creator, he was looking dominant. Creator, he had more bases, he had more of an economy, he had a larger army, and Creator took one bad fight. He took one bad fight against ByuN, and from there, everything just snowballed out of control, and ByuN, he brought things back and did defeat Creator, advancing on to the finals this morning in KSL. But here, this evening, Creator gets his revenge. He gets his revenge. He does this time defeat ByuN in a longer series in the best of 5 instead of the best of 3. GG. GG, well played. With that, Creator, he will claim that win. I know that he's been hungry for a win for quite some time, so congratulations. Congratulations here to Creator. GG. GG. And with that, that is going to be wrapping up our broadcast here for the time being. I say for the time being because we have another cast. We have another cast here right around the corner. We have the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Group stage number 2 did begin today. Is beginning to get today, I should say. And with that, we actually have round robin. Jeez, round robin. I thought it was GSL. Oh no. Am I crazy? Did we have GSL format previously? Five, 6, yeah, round robin. Geez, so yeah, we had GSL formats in group stage 1. Group stage 2 is gonna be round robin instead. Oh god, with all the TvTs. Crazy, that'd be crazy. With that, GG though. With that, GG, well played. Congratulations here to Creator, and again, shout out to ByuN for making it to the ace match and for making it to the finals as well. But it does meet its end here in said finals. Well played, well played. And as I was mentioning, with that, that does wrap up our second broadcast of the day, and we have another broadcast right around the corner. Let's catch up here on our schedule and catch up on where we are. So we just wrapped up with Hatchery Cup. You can see this morning was, or this afternoon was the KSL, the Korean StarCraft League. That was Saturday afternoon. Then coming into Sunday at midnight, we just wrapped up with Hatchery Cup. And up next, we have the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Oh boy, we're an hour into that event. And I don't know if I've got it in me, I'll be honest. I'll be honest, I'm still fatigued from earlier, Pappy. Oh my god. Jesus. Nah, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. The Brazilian StarCraft circuit, they're already in their second series. We might just jump into the third series. We'll jump into the third series instead. But it is a round robin group stage. And currently they're getting this beginning round group stage 2. Now tomorrow is Eric's group, so obviously I gotta be there. No, sorry, today. Oh my god, today's broadcast is gonna be insane. I just okay. I just realized it's round robin. It's round robin group stage, and today is Group A followed by Group B. Oh boy. Two groups. I mean, I gotta be there for Eric. I gotta be there for our boy, Pappy. Scheduled to start in 4 hours or 3 hours. All right. Well then. Well then. For those that are curious what I'm talking about, the Brazilian scene, they're hosting a tournament. They're hosting an offline event. We've been featuring quite a lot of Brazilian tournaments throughout the entire year, bi-weeklies and monthlies, and that is culminating. Every event has been providing points to the players, and that has culminated into a big offline circuit and offline finals. Now the group stage is online. The group stage is online, but the playoffs and the finals are going to be offline instead at a big venue in Sao Paulo. So a lot of the cast is going to be traveling for that. But we're still leading up to that point. And today is group stage 2, is Group A and Group B. So we are going to be stepping into that. Otherwise, a big shout to Hatsu. Big shout to Hatsu for, of course, organizing, hosting, adminning, and casting the event. Specifically, this event, the Hatchery Cup. Again, Hatchery Cup is an event that Hatsu has been running on a regular basis for a very, very long time. Did go on a hiatus, but did recently come back for the past 2 months, has been organizing the Hatchery Cup, and do expect to see this again next month as well. So next month, more Hatchery Cup featuring some more European and Korean action. So we'll see you then. We'll see you then for next month's edition. Otherwise, when it comes to our schedule, again, we are scheduled to cover the Brazilian StarCraft circuit. I will do as much as I can today. I'm a little bit fatigued just because we've been casting a lot of StarCraft already, and there's so much more to come. It's gonna get intense. It's already intense, but even more so. So the stream is gonna go down. The stream is gonna go down, and the stream will be going live once again with a new scene collection, and because I have to turn on the delay as well. Because of that, we might just give someone a raid. Just catching up. F's in the chat for sleep. Go sleep quick. No time to. The event already began. The event. The group B is in 3 hours, but the Group A is right now. So Group A has already begun. Regardless, GG. Just catching up with the chat. He's gonna fly to the cult. Oh no. Kind of remember it happening a couple of times back in Heart of the Swarm. It happened in Legacy of the Void as well. It's the Gangnam Terrans when you float over to the gold. Usually that is only reserved to maps where the gold base is close by. If the gold is close enough to the main that you can just float over. I'm sure we'd even see it in the current meta if we had maps for it. But with that we're gonna be heading off. I guess we may as well raid another channel, I suppose. Because the stream is going to go offline and then go back online, and usually whenever we do that, like, people leave anyway. The stream is going to be going offline for a moment before we come back. Actually, could I just do this? I could. Okay. But with that, we're going to be heading off, and we'll be back soon with some more StarCraft action. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. With the Brazilian StarCraft circuit. Thanks for watching.